Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Monday night Take Healthy Back call. We are so excited to be with you tonight. And basically what you're going to hear tonight is 3 inspiring stories, as well as a little bit about this amazing company behind our awesome products. So basically we are bridge builders. We have products that bridge gaps, and those gaps are: we are supposed to eat 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, and we actually eat 2 in America. And even as a pharmacist, I knew that that was important to eat fruits and vegetables, but we still didn't eat more than 2 on most days. You know, we're busy. I'm a mom of 4 kids, age 8, 6, 4, and 3, and that's nearly impossible to get them to eat a small tote of fruits and vegetables a day, right? So we have Juice Plus, that's 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule, and it bridges that gap between what we should eat and what we actually do eat. And then we've got an amazing complete protein powder that's plant-based. It's 26 superfoods, and that bridges the gap between how many meals a day we should eat and how many meals a day we actually do eat. So we should eat 6 meals a day, and we actually eat 2. And then the third thing that we have to bridge that gap is the awesome Tower Garden, which is originally why I got involved with Juice Plus. And I'm just going to show you this thing right now so you can see how amazing it is. Just a second here. Hold on. I got to get to present mode here. Just a second. It's not going to go. Okay, never mind. Here we go. I'll do it the old-fashioned way here. So these are our new normals in the United States. This is terrible. 600,000 people die every year in America because of cancer. 750,000 die every year because of heart disease. And this is the first generation of children that is not expected to outlive their parents, according to Dr. David Katz, who's a leading doctor at Yale. And these are our new normals. And so we are fighting against that. So this is Juice Plus right here. Those are the 30 fruits and vegetables in the capsules. And that's kind of like the oil that you're putting in the engine. We know that I drove a 1978 LTD for 6 years. And I know that your vehicle can survive on little or no oil for a while, but eventually it breaks down. And so that's exactly what Juice Plus helps. 75% of disease is preventable. So that's incredible. And we can change that. We can change the course of our future. And then this is the shake mix right here. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this and the amazing things that the Complete does. But that's like the macronutrition. That's the gasoline that you put in your car, which is incredible. And then this thing here, it deserves like a trumpet, I think, because this is the Tower Garden. And I loved to grow produce. I was an avid gardener. And I would say that because I was an average gardener for 2 weeks. And I would see a 4.5-foot bull snake, and my kids and I would all leave the garden immediately and never go back. And so I heard of this awesome Tower Garden and knew that I needed to get one. And so within one conversation with my great friend, Diane Henry, who's also a pharmacist, I went from never having heard of Juice Plus to being a rep for the company, because as a family of 6, to me, $50 a year to become a rep was an absolute no-brainer. And so, the rest is kind of history, but I never intended to share it at all. And that sounds so selfish saying that now, but I didn't want to share it at all. And so it wasn't until 5 weeks after we started Juice Plus, all of us started to have great results. I had energy that was through the roof. My husband was in a cannon accident and didn't have the pain and inflammation in his leg that he used to. Our 2-year-old gagged at anything green and was asking for salads and eating seconds. Our 4-year-old struggled with focus and was crawling up on our laps and asking us to read her books, which was incredible. And our 8-month-old, who needed tubes at the time, never had to get tubes. And as a family of 6, we haven't had a single sick visit in 2 years. So we're living proof of what the research does. And so at that point, I really researched Juice Plus, was blown away by the amount of research that went into it. Nothing like anything that I've ever seen. And in fact, a pharmaceutical drug only needs 2 studies on the population that it's intended for in order to get to market. And the fact that Juice Plus had 36 published studies was just incredible to me. And so I messaged a mom of a kiddo with cancer, and her message back to me forever changed me. She said, "How long have you known about this, and why didn't you tell me sooner?" And that really is when everything changed for me, and the rest is history. So I am so excited to get to partner with these awesome women that are on the phone that you're going to get to hear from. So the first is Kim Haussermann. Kim, are you there? Oh, no.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. Are you in the witness protection program?
I am, sorry.
Are you in a closet?
Yeah, I don't know what is going on with my computer, but you do not get a picture of me. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we can hear you anyway. It's so awesome to be able to work with these amazing moms on a mission, and Kim absolutely is one of them. And so I am just so excited to have her on the phone. So Kim, can you share your story with us a little bit?
Well, I have been on Juice Plus for about 13 months now. I started one day when I was in seeing Nyla, and she was telling me about her son and his skin issues, and sounded exactly like what my daughter is going through. She's had terrible skin since she was little, and we've been on steroid creams and lotions every night. And my little girl just wants to wear that pretty smelling lotion, but that was totally off limits for her. So I started her on Juice Plus, and I also myself started. I immediately saw the difference in the way I was sleeping. Felt so much better, had so much more energy. Within just a couple of weeks, her skin started to clear up, and she started getting to wear that girly perfume and lotion, and she's not taking any steroid creams or anything now. She also has allergies. My son also has allergies. I had them on all kinds of over-the-counter medications, inhalers, and nothing. We still would have the flare-ups. Yep, all night long, coughing. My son likes to go out and hunt, and anytime he would go out and hunt, the next day he would just be miserable, couldn't breathe, and would end up missing a day of school. This year when he went out, he did not have any problems with his allergies, and he's feeling great. My kids aren't taking any allergy medicine. We're not on any of her steroid creams. Haven't missed a day of school yet, so everybody's feeling pretty good. So that's my story.
Yay, that's awesome, Kim. I'm so excited for you and your family to not have to need those nasty medications anymore. So that's awesome. Our next,
I also want to add that when we started this, I thought we were a pretty healthy family, and it's really changed what we eat. And, my daughter, when she goes over to grandma's and her cousin's having a pop, she'll ask for water. So that's when I knew that it was doing more than just helping her skin, but it was totally changing what she was putting in her body.
Gotta love metabolic reprogramming, don't ya? That's so fun to have the kids ask for stuff around their cousins who maybe aren't as healthy, and to have that like awesome mom moment that they made good choices. So that's so empowering. Well, our next speaker is Miss Nyla Christensen. And Nyla is a miracle worker. Honestly, I'll have her tell you a little more about what she does, because my terminology isn't always right. And I'm just going to call her from now on. She makes magic, and that's what I'm going to call her. Most recently for us, we had a chronic bedwetter that when Mark was elk hunting, he wet the bed like twice, a lot of nights. And Nyla does this amazing nerve thing and can clear the nerve pathway. And anyway, she's going to tell you a little bit about her story and how she incorporates Juice Plus into her business. So take it away, Nyla.
I don't know if I can now. Jeez, what an intro. Okay, so I'm a massage therapist from Minden, and what she's talking about is myokinesthetics. And it's just, I basically clear the nerve pathway. I pick a nerve based on your posture, and I clear a nerve pathway. Or in Merrick's case, I make the bladder and the brain talk. So when they get along,
no bedwetting.
Yeah. So anyway, I started Juice Plus January of 2015, And Michala walked into my office, and I am so ever grateful for her. Walking in, not really knowing her, and she overcame her fear of walking in and introduced it to me, and I pretty much said, yeah, okay, thanks, I'll look at it, and threw it on my desk and never looked at it again. And then she followed up, so follow-up is key.
It only cost me 2 bogus gift certificates, you guys.
And so, but she did come back in a week, and I had, of course, buried the paperwork, hadn't looked at it at all, and she said, oh, I'll go get you some more. And I said, no, just tell me about it. And so she told me about it, and the research behind it is great, and I am a research buff, but at the time that wasn't really what was on my brain as she was standing across the counter from me. What I was hearing from her is that this product was a possible chance at my son not having eczema anymore, to the point where he would stay up all night and scratch himself till he bled, taking a bath once every 3 days, never going in swimming pools. I mean, just, a big life-changing stuff. And but she didn't know that. Standing across the counter from me, she didn't know that that's what I had going on in the background. She didn't know that my 16-year-old daughter, or 14 at the time, had been so constipated she'd been home giving herself enemas instead of being at school. And she didn't know that my 16-year-old at the time had been diagnosed with bipolar a year before and was on 3 pretty high-powered medications. And so I heard it as a mom going, this might be something I need to try. And what's it going to hurt if I do? And so I tried it within 2 weeks. Traylen's skin had cleared up, the eczema dried up, and it's gone, and it's been gone ever since. I don't know, maybe within 3 or 4 months, Michala started pooping again, and we haven't been back to the doctor since. This is the longest she's done in her whole life, or gone in her whole life, without having bathroom issues. So it's not even a subject we talk about anymore. And then within 4 months of starting it, my daughter was, Mackenzie, was taken off of all 3 of her bipolar medications, and no longer has bipolar. I mean, the just symptoms are just not there. So huge life-changing things that Michala had no idea what she was showing me. So that was awesome. And myself, I wasn't even thinking of myself at the time. And so when we got the shipment, I had been in a motorcycle accident about 12 years ago. And so I wasn't able to use my shoulder very well. I wasn't able to sleep on it, grab a gallon of milk. It just couldn't strengthen it, that kind of thing. Had that deep post-surgery ache that nothing ever took away. And so the first night I took it, I woke up the next day on my shoulder, and I thought, wow, the placebo effect of this stuff is amazing. Not giving Juice Plus any credit whatsoever. But then I sleep on my shoulder every night since. So it, clearly was not the case. But one night in, I was like, wow. So that's my story.
And what I love about, I never tire of hearing your story, and I even teared up again when you were talking about your girls and the struggles that they had gone through, because they're just such beautiful young women now, knowing them now and knowing them for 2 years. They babysit our kids a lot, and that takes a lot out of a person, and they just weather the storms beautifully. So anyway, but hearing their stories over and over, you guys are such an awesome testament of what the research actually proves. Like, you're living proof of that. And the bottom line is that, in my opinion, the root of all disease is inflammation. And you get rid of that inflammation, all of a sudden you can poop again, you can sleep on a shoulder, you don't have eczema, and so that's kind of the underlying issue of all of those. And they're like specific, the skin study, the immune system study, all of those. But really the overall umbrella is inflammation. And so that's so awesome. I just am so happy for you guys. And most importantly, I'm happy for Nyla as a friend, because good grief, I can't imagine going a day without talking to her now, and to think that I didn't know her 2 years ago is just sad to me, really. So Kim, you're going to tell us a little bit about, we're going to talk just a little bit about the company behind these amazing products, because we truly are a company with a heart. And I think you'll hear our hearts on this call tonight. But Kim, I just touched a little bit about the community, but It's really not like anything I have ever been a part of as far as such positivity. So will you give just your take on the Juice Plus community and what it means to you?
Being part of the Juice Plus community, you always know that there's so many people that are striving, trying to help you to meet your goals. I mean, they're trying to help you to meet your goals before you even know what your goals are. I mean, there's always people out there that are willing to lend a hand, offer any advice or support that you need. It's such a positive group. Every time I've done a salad in a jar party, there's always somebody that's willing to come out and take part in those and help. Michala's always there for the research, and it just means a lot to have that support. I don't think there's any other company out there where you have a whole host of people willing to give you the information that you need and help you to get where you're going.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you really work for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's what is so awesome. So, Nyla, real quick, if you want to touch just a little bit on conference, and then I know you and I were both pretty reluctant to share Juice Plus for me, it was one main reason. I'm not going to speak for you, but can you also address the elephant in the room, the shape of a triangle here?
Sure. Okay, so conference is phenomenal. I have been to 4 now, I think, right, Michala? We've just done 4. Yeah. And I have never been anywhere where there has been, 6, 7, 8,000 people together, one conference center, and they're just very happy, energetic, full of life people. There's not any arguing. Everybody's smiling. It is, I don't know. It just makes me feel good to go. And it's like a vacation. It just like, I don't know, it excites you inside to just be around so many happy people at one time.
Amen.
And the pyramid scheme, again, that wasn't really a big issue for me, but I have had a lot of friends who say, oh my gosh, it's a pyramid scheme. It's an MLM. And my thought of a pyramid in business is, first of all, a pyramid scheme is illegal. So I wouldn't think that I would be involved in something illegal for sure. But a pyramid to me is any corporate business, really. Think of the shape of a pyramid, and I'm going to use Walmart because it's, just some place I think of quickly. But you have all the checkout people, right? And so they're at the bottom, the base of the pyramid, which is wide. You have a lot of people running the bottom of the show, basically, and keeping Walmart running, stocking the shelves and whatever. And then as you go up, you've got the managers and their managers and their managers, or however their titles go. And then you have clear at the point, you've got the CEO, you've got the main dog of the whole place. Now, it's highly unlikely that those checkout people or the stalker people are going to get to become a CEO of Walmart. It's just highly unlikely. But in the Juice Plus company, if you turn that pyramid around or upside down, we are all starting out at the same place. We all paid our same $50 and we got on the product and we loved it. And then you just start sharing it with your family and it just builds and builds and builds. And so then you've got a ton of people at the top of the pyramid, which is actually the wide part of it. And so that's how I think of it.
Yeah, I love that analogy. And really, it's so crazy because, a lot of us on this call are even sidelines. We aren't even in the same pay line. And so what I love is that everyone celebrates. When you get a promotion, everyone is excited for you. There's not that, kind of elbowing you out and you got the promotion that I wanted. And because you got the promotion, I didn't get it. And so anyway, I'm going to share my screen here and we're just going to go over for just a few minutes and this is the last thing we'll talk about, but this is actually what your $50 buys you. And you may be thinking like, I don't even know why I need to know this stuff. And the truth is, I didn't know that I needed this stuff either. I didn't know that 4 months into Juice Plus, we would have a daycare incident that would tug at my heartstrings enough that I could not take my kiddos back to daycare. And so if I hadn't been on a call similar to this, where I really learned the potential, me transitioning from a full-time pharmacist to stay-at-home mom would have been really scary because, you know, we really depended on my income as a pharmacist. So I'm just going to go over real quick what your $50 buys you. Should you ever be in my situation and your life circumstances change and you need a new plan A, I just want this to be in the back of your head. So we all pay $50 to come in right here. And then you're a distributor, obviously. And so on every box of Juice Plus you sell, you get $39 retail sales profit. And most people, how many on the line have two friends that they know and would like to see get healthier? I mean, we all do, right? We can all think of probably 5 people off the top of our head that we want to see this amazing nutrition in, you know, right? So this is called your HLP, and that's you come in with your order and you help 2 people place their orders. And the company automatically sends you this $100 thank you bonus for living the mission and inspiring healthy living around the world. And then you're at a 6% commission level, which is awesome. And you have 30 days to do that. Although, you know, I had a lady last week that did it in 30 minutes. So it doesn't matter however quick you want to do it. And then the second commission level is called virtual franchisee. And to get to this level, once you get to this level, you get a $300 bonus from the company. You have 60 days to do that, but you can do it as fast as you want. And you also get a 14% commission. So now you're making $63 a box rather than $39 a box. And then the highest commission level in our company is called sales coordinator. And you'd be at a 22% commission level. So now you're making $76 a box rather than $39 a box. And even though I didn't think that I wanted to share this, instantly I was like, well, I'm at least going to get to sales coordinator because I don't want to leave money on the table, right? And so to get to sales coordinator, you get a $750 bonus until the end of the year. It used to be $500. And then you, in order to get to sales coordinator, have helped 3 people, 2 to 3 people do what you just did and get to VF. So they get a $300 bonus for doing that, but so do you. So that's part of the team building aspect of it. So you have the potential to make $900 right here in just team building bonuses and a $750 bonus. So your total over the first 6 months is about $2,250. And that, you know, doesn't include the commission. So that's awesome right there. I mean, I don't know anywhere else that you can make $2,250 in your first 6 months. So that's incredible. And so I got to sales coordinator, then our daycare incident happened. And all of a sudden it was like, man, you know, I need to replace an income quickly, which within 1 year I had replaced what I was making at the pharmacy 3 days a week. And now I'm so excited to say that that my husband is also living his dream and being a cattleman. And so that's kind of new to us that he's been able to kind of step away from his role on the family farm and do what he wants to do. So that's awesome. And part of the reason that we were able to do that is because of this amazing benefits plan that is offered once you get to National Marketing Director. And so this includes, it's a $70,000 benefits package, and it includes medical, dental, vision, life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care, prescription drug coverage, family tuition reimbursement, an expense allowance, and a holiday bonus. And I know you guys know, as well as I do, what a horrible state our healthcare system is in right now. I mean, clearly what we're doing is not working, but I don't know any other company that adds benefits in this kind of crisis that we're having in our country right now. And we just learned at the last conference that the Juice Plus company has added benefits to qualifying national marketing directors as well, which is incredible. So I just want to touch, this is the very last thing, and I just want to touch a little bit on, you know, as a pharmacist, I think I was approached by almost every product on the market. And I always asked 3 questions. And those 3 questions were, is it safe in pregnancy? Would you give it to your kids? And is it safe in cancer patients? And nobody had ever said yes to all 3 of those. So really, when I heard that Juice Plus is studied in all 3 of those populations, it was like an instant no-brainer for me. But these are also some other things that stood out to me. Number 1 is the longevity. Juice Plus has been around for 23 years. That's a long time. The parent company has been around for 45 years. They're completely debt-free. Number 2 is the quality. This product is tested 6 times from field to capsule. In 23 years, there's never been a single recall. There's never been a single lawsuit. We have NSF certification, which is something that we can really hang our hat on. It's really expensive to get that certification. And what that means is anyone is safe to take it. Olympic athletes can feel good about knowing that whatever is on the label is in the product, whatever is in the capsule, there's nothing additional in the capsule that's not on the label, and most importantly, that it does no harm. And so that's amazing there. The simplicity, we talked about the 4 products, Juice Plus, the Complete. We also have a protein bar, and then the Tower Garden. We have a nutrition label, not a supplement label, which is amazing. I mean, you guys really have to check your labels because it's incredible. If it's not a nutrition label, it's not food, it's made in a lab, and our bodies do not know what to do with it. So that's really important. The 4th thing is authenticity. We absolutely are who we say we are, and that's really important to me, that the company can just kind of open its doors and say, look, this is who we are, and you know, you can read all the research for yourself online. You can go to even just juiceplus.com, or you can ask the person that invited you to this call. They'll give you a website to go to, but you can click on the abstracts. You can click on what the experts think. It's just an incredible resource to have. And then the 5th thing is the community. We really are one team, one mission. And for me, the most important thing was the amazing body of research. Again, we talked about 36 published clinical studies that have been conducted at huge universities, MD Anderson, Yale, Brigham Young. I mean, the whole gamut. So if you guys heard anything on this call that convicted you, we are committed to be on this healthy living revolution. And we would absolutely love to partner with you guys to take healthy back. So thank you so much for getting on the call, you guys. I'm going to stop the